Welcome back. I'm Nathan Pope, Chief Information Officer of Caldwell County Schools, and I'm joined by Elijah Reece, who teaches middle school math at Gamewell Middle School and is also the basketball coach. And we're going to talk with Elijah a little bit about his teaching philosophy and about what things are going on over at Gamewell Middle because they're up to some good stuff. Welcome, Elijah. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us what you did in math class today?
So in math class today, we're finishing up our statistics, mean, median, and mode. It's pretty new to the kids. They haven't really seen that until 6th grade. So I get really bored with it because I've done it every year, now. But it's one of those things that at the end of the year, it gives them some confidence because it's not so hard. It's not like equations or ratios or anything like that. So I think it's a good thing to end on at the end of the year.
There are very few people watching this video that would say that they enjoyed middle school math. So I think it takes a special person to take that on. And I remember when I first met you, you told me about some of the lessons that you do and how you try to make middle school math fun.
Yeah.
And one of those was having a bean party.
Yeah.
Tell us about bean parties.
So when I was introduced to the bean party, it wasn't my own creation, obviously. We don't reinvent the wheel. We don't have time for that. So a person in my old district, he was the testing coordinator. He looked at all the data for the stuff, and every once in a while he would talk to some teachers, and he introduced the bean party to me. He used regular garbanzo beans, but I've kind of twisted it up, and I told you I bring in jelly beans. You bring them in a clear container. Got to bring them in a clear container so they can get their eyes on them. Clear cups, and we just have a party. So we talk about if your mom says you can invite 2 friends over, and I've got 12 cups of beans, you tell me how much can each friend get to have an equal amount, and that starts them off easy with a little bit of whole number division. And then you start getting kids that say, well, I got this many friends, I got that many friends. And every once in a while somebody says, I'm just going to eat them all myself. But, if they do that, then they're just eating all 12 cups. Right. But you break it down based on the number of friends, and that just kind of ends up getting into the division of fractions. So they're seeing it in that cup get smaller and smaller and starting to really realize that, hey, if I'm going to have a party, one day when I'm older, I have to decide how much food to buy because it's going to get eaten up.
There's only so many pizzas.
There's only so many pizzas.
When you got friends over, so many pizzas.
Yeah.
And you don't tell them they're learning fractions. The day before, you said you just tell them they're coming to school for a bean party.
Do not say the word fractions to middle schoolers. Avoid it until, obviously they know what they're doing, but don't lead with fractions because they're going to get scared and they might shut down.
So your work at Gamewell Middle extends beyond your classroom.
Yeah.
I hear a lot. So tell us about, there's one particular thing that I thought was really interesting that you did at Gamewell Middle. You worked with Miss Cannon and Miss Hatfield to create somewhat of a disciplinary system that worked well for Gamewell Middle students and faculty. Tell us about that.
So it's a coupon system, we called it. And so it's basically not about discipline. I mean, it is, but it's based on positive behavior. So we give out tickets at Gamewell. And to encourage teachers to give out the tickets, we tried to bring the coupon system in and really and to Courtney for coming up with this mainly, is that so certain coupons are worth certain number of tickets. And there's little things like a level 1 cafeteria coupon is 20 tickets. And that can get you like a Rice Krispie treat, a cookie, or a bag of chips. Level 2 gets you something a little better. Level 3 gets you something a little better. Those cost more and more. Hat pass, 25 tickets. You can wear a hood, hat. We've even had some bonnets come in. What's another one? Drop your lowest grade. I think that's 75 tickets. In college, you get to drop your lowest grade in a lot of classes. We have that conversation, too, and they're like, oh, I think college sounds better now. You get to drop your grade. Throwing in that little hint to them. One that was controversial to a lot of teachers was getting rid of a matrix mark, like a disciplinary mark. Mm-hmm. That's 100 tickets. Here's my thing. You got to be acting really good all the time to get 100 tickets.
Yeah.
So what are the chances those children have a lot of matrix marks? It's kind of low. So they might have 1 mark and they have 100 tickets. They want to get rid of it. I don't see anything wrong with that opportunity. But it's been really successful. We've sold a lot of coupons.
And I believe, Ms. Kent, and I may be misquoting, so you correct me if I'm wrong, Gamewell Middle this year compared to last year has seen a 50% decrease in major disciplinary referrals, like students being sent to the principal.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So each month they've looked at that, and we've been down all, I think, but 1 month.
That's a pretty big impact.
Yeah. I mean, this time of year, you know how the kids are getting antsy. We were talking about that earlier. The behaviors are ramping up because it's getting hot outside, and that's what happens. But, yeah, it's decreased a lot. And the teachers can just feel it. It's better.
Yeah. They got to earn those coupons.
Yeah. Dude, they want some cafeteria coupons.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You do some coaching at Gamewell Middle too.
I do. So in my past, I've coached a lot of sports. And even as a beginning teacher, I coached 3 sports my first year, which I wanted to do. But now I'm just a basketball coach at Gamewell, and which is great. Basketball was something I was on the scout team at Western Carolina, so I just practiced with the team. But I do have a passion for basketball, and it really, being a teacher without coaching, I can't imagine it, because the impact you can have as a coach on those kids that really they don't care about school that much. But if you can say, hey, you know, you got to keep your grades up to be on the team, or you got to keep your behavior in check because I'm watching you at all times because of the team. It really has it's strong. It really changes their behavior, makes them keep their grades up.
So there's a symbiotic relationship there between what they're learning for sports, what they're learning in the classroom.
Yeah.
And it helps them be better all around.
And so, some of the best lessons, I think, as somebody who played sports, the best lessons you ever learn in life happen on the field or on the court or in those conversations with your coach. Learning how to work as a team is one of them. We all have to work as a team in our jobs. So when you learn that at a young age and learn how to perfect it because you really want to win or get better, I mean, I think that's irreplaceable.
I agree, for sure.
Yeah.
So what do they call you at school? Are you Mr. Reece or are you Coach Reece?
I've got 3 common names. Well, 4, but I won't go to the 4th one. That's just what my coworkers are calling me recently. So Mr. Reece, of course, Coach Reece, and then I've got a group of boys that are calling me Sensei Reece.
Well, how did that come about?
I don't know, but I approved it, and now they're running with it.
You're going to have a whole bunch of them saying that soon.
Yeah, that's okay. It's better than some of the other things I've been called.
I'm curious, you've been teaching how many years?
This is my 7th year.
7th year.
Yeah.
In 7 years, what do you think the one thing that you've done that has made the biggest impact on a school that you've worked at?
Honestly, being what I'm doing now with getting my admin degree while I'm teaching, I have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things I've never done before. Sit in with this, sit in with that, help administration with discipline. I'm learning a lot about the bus routes, the budget, and I think that just having me as an asset to use, I guess, for whatever Courtney needs, I feel like I'm making the biggest impact this year that I've ever made, for sure.
Feel utilized and challenged.
Yeah, I definitely feel challenged.
Well, Courtney Cannon has only positive things to say about you.
Well, good.
You mentioned this. Let's talk about it some more. You're in an admin program.
Yes, sir. So
because your goal is to become a principal. Mm-hmm. You going to do that in Caldwell County?
I would hope so.
Of course you are, because we're the best, right?
Yeah. I don't want to move either.
So what's your trajectory? What's Mr. Coach Sensei Reece's trajectory?
Well, be an AP, I guess, would be the next step. I can't tell you right now if I want to do that when I finish my degree right away, or if I want to keep teaching a little longer. I'll have to pray about that, see what opens up. I know there are certain schools I would prefer to work at. I do live in Gamewell, so I like the short drive. The person who watches my son's close by, so that part's nice also. But yeah, I mean, working as an administrator, I feel like I have the tools and I have the desire to do that for sure.
We were joking earlier, and I'm saying this because you mentioned your son. We were joking earlier about how students a lot of times think teachers just live at school. Mm-hmm. That's your entire identity. Mm-hmm. You're at school, and they see you at school, but you have a lot of things going on at home. You have a really good support system because you're in a whole family of educators.
Right.
Your wife, Gretchen, is a teacher at Dudley Shoals Elementary. She's an EC teacher. Your brother-in-law is a teacher. I think you have some more people in your family that are in education, mm-hmm. right?
My wife's cousin, her name's Claire Story. She teaches at Table Rock Middle. She's a music teacher. Trying to recruit her to this county. Yeah. So, Claire, if you listen to this, there you go. Her mother was a teacher for a long time. She taught at Granite Falls Middle to end her career. she was a huge influence in me becoming a teacher. And I mean, I talk to her about all the things I go through at school. We kind of bounce back and forth, and she has a lot of great advice.
Do you think having those teachers in your family is a good support system for you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, my wife being the biggest, she's a teacher too. We share everything already, so coming home and talking about school, we kind of limit it sometimes. We don't want to talk about it all night, but um, yeah, I mean, the support's always there, and I feel it from all those people.
Let's talk about Judah.
Okay,
Who's Judah?
Judah's my son.
And
He's the greatest thing to ever happen to me.
He's 9 months old.
Yep,
And full of energy, from what you've told me.
very much so.
He had a milestone recently.
Yeah, so yesterday he took 3 steps independently. We've been working 2 hands on. He's taking some steps. I took 1 hand away. He's excited about it. He's like, "Are you seeing this? You know, I'm doing this. Is it okay?" Well, he wanted this box that was in the living room floor, and I just kind of was like, "I'm not going to help you get there. Just kind of going to see if you want to go. How bad do you want it?" And he let go and took 3 steps and grabbed that box, and it was amazing to see.
You think that's a metaphor for how you are with your students? If you want it bad enough, I'll help you get there, but you got to get it yourself.
That's great. Yeah, and other teachers will definitely understand this. So much you want to say that wait time. You know what I'm talking about in class. It's like you got to have that wait time when you ask a question, and it's awkward. You ask a question and it's like 5 seconds goes by, nobody's opened their mouth, no kid's got their hand up, and you're like, all right, how long am I going to stand up here and wait? And sometimes like it could get close to a minute, and you're just staring. Well, before long, one of those kids is going to say something, and it's like sometimes you're dying to just give them the answer or kind of ask another leading question, but you're not letting them get there on their own if you do that too often. And I think that's a really good metaphor. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah. That's the thing that I enjoy about what I've learned about your teaching style. You push your kids to be the best that they can be.
Yeah.
But you also are their biggest cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
You celebrate their little wins. You want to see them succeed. You want to see them do great. And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So speaking of your students, just any student that walks through your door, what's your goal for them while they're in your classroom?
Well, most kids that I've taught math my whole career. Like 75% come not liking math at all. And I didn't understand that because when I was that age, I've loved math my whole life. I've been good at math. And my thing is I want them to at least like it a little more than they did when they came to me. Well, most of the time when they find success in something, you tend to not just like it, you tend to start to kind of love it. I mean, just like anything. Golf, for example. Golf's really frustrating when you first start playing and you get good, you get better really fast, but probably never be as good as somebody on TV. I feel like math is something like that. You might not ever be the next Einstein, but if you get pretty good at math, it starts to kind of be fun because it's like rewarding to get that right answer. And I hope that a lot of my students can feel that way when they leave my class and go to 7th grade or whatever grade I end up teaching.
That they like math.
Yeah, like it or maybe even love it.
Good. Good for them. I don't know that would have been me,
Yeah.
but maybe I would have liked it in your class. Who
Maybe.
knows? What's your goal for Gamewell Middle School? Where do you want to see Gamewell Middle School next year, 5 years?
Well, we got a new basketball court. We got that. We didn't get new wood or boards or anything, but we got our court refinished. We need some beautification at the school. And, bleachers are coming, hopefully, I've heard. The walls need a paint job in some of the places. I want it to look like some of the other schools. The schools that I taught at in Jackson County were, I taught at the newest school in Jackson County at my last stop there. And just we have a great janitorial staff at Gamewell. Mm-hmm. Rick, you do a great job, man. But I'd like to see maybe some updated things there to give the kids like, hey, I'm walking through these halls and it's popping. The lights are bright, the walls look good, and to give them that drive to do better in the classroom. I just feel like it's like dressing up for work. If you dress up for work, I think your mindset changes right there. We don't wear pajamas to our jobs because it would affect our mindset. At least I think so. And that reputation we had talked about with Gamewell, I hope that in the future, it already is better. but it's not what it was when we were young. But I want that, reputation to just basically just do a 180 and be like, I want to go work at Gamewell. I want to see what they're doing over there, see what that working for that principal's like. That's what I hope for Gamewell.
I think we all hope that for Gamewell. All right, Caldwell County, you heard Coach Reece here. We need some help at Gamewell Middle to
Please.
give the kids some pride,
Please.
in their facilities. But of course, shout out to your janitorial and custodial staff. They're doing good work. And all of the stuff that Miss Cannon and Miss Hatfield are trying to oversee there is great too. But you all can help some more. So we wrap up this podcast each time. I call it Learning Together because Caldwell County is not just classrooms and school buildings. We're a community of learning. And just like you're trying to get the community more involved in Gamewell Middle to give those students what they deserve and to help you develop the basketball team a little more because they need some new equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask, what is something that you have learned from the community recently that you would like to share with everybody else?
Like reputation again. People are like maybe thinking, oh, the parents in Gamewell don't care because the kids don't, whatever. That's not true. When the parents have seen the change this year, I feel that we're invested. Miss Cannon's invested, Miss Hatfield's invested. And the more we put out on Parent Square, hey, we're having this event, come over to this, they're stepping up too. So guys, if any of the parents are listening, keep coming, keep attending our events, sporting events, Title I nights, things like that, because we're putting in the effort, and we know that their effort and participation will only help my goal for us to just keep growing and get that good reputation that we deserve.
Yeah, and we want parents to be part of the learning process.
Yeah,
that's important. And it says something so loud to students to see that their parent cares and is invested in their education. I think Gamewell Middle is doing a great job of giving parents an opportunity to be involved in that way. So kudos to you all. Anything else you'd like to share with everybody right now while we're on the mic?
Sure. Stay strong. If any parents are going to listen to this, make sure your kids are getting plenty of sleep before those EOGs. I promise you, they might be stressed out, but so are the teachers. And we just want them to come in and do their best.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me. Thanks for chatting with me. And thanks everybody else.